Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun recaps, reviews, and discussions of our favorite shows. Tonight, it's Saturday night, so we are talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 4, episode 3. The title of the episode was Read It and Weep. I have to be transparent with you all and say that sometimes Love and Marriage Huntsville, I don't know what it is going on with the season. I don't know if it's me or the kid or what is going on, if it's the show. It's a little emotionally draining. So I'm trying to make a decision if I want to keep watching and reviewing the show. Like, I enjoy the show and the drama, but some of it is becoming a little bit exhausting and draining. And I stopped watching a lot of the Love and Hip Hops and some of the Real Housewives stuff because of that same draining feeling and not wanting to be engaged in all that kind of drama and just a hot mess. You know, it's just not good. It's not feeding your soul. It's not helping you. The show is still good. I'm going to try to hang in there and hopefully episodes get better. This particular episode was just kind of depressing in the end, really. Thinking about the kids, and they're the ones who are suffering in all this. So, not to start the video on a bad note, we're still going to have a good time. We're still going to unpack the show. But I'm just letting you guys know how I'm honestly feeling tonight about that show. And maybe my mood will change. Maybe it's just me this weekend. I don't know. Anyway, do not forget to click that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all of the above, right? And subscribe. Anywho, let's just get to the episode. We're gonna try to go in order as best we can, but we may forget. So the episode starts out with Maurice going over to Black to talk to Marsau about the picture. He feels like, they tried to resolve the issue at Micah's house, but it didn't really get resolved, and he feels that Marsau owes him an apology. Forgive me, y'all, if y'all can hear my fan running and my dryer going. It's Saturday, gotta do my laundry, and it's hot in Cali, okay? I'm going to do my best to project louder than that stuff, okay? So anyway, now, Maurice going over there, I already could tell you, Marsau's not going to give you an apology because that's not the type of guy Marsau is. We see Jalen working behind the bar. So Marsau and Maurice go wherever in the back to talk. And Maurice saying, don't you think you owe me an apology? You caused us drama. If it, it's hurt my wife. What about Tisha? This hurt Tisha. Marsau said Tisha's fine. She's not hurt by this. Okay. He said he would apologize to Kimmie, but he doesn't feel he owes Maurice an apology. He said you should have answered a question correctly. He's saying that Marsau believes that Maurice should answer the question correctly, so he doesn't feel like he owes him an apology for posting that picture. Maurice says, well, everybody knew I was there. I didn't say I wasn't there. I need to rewatch the clip of that reunion because he did say it in a way that sounded like he was trying to say he wasn't there. He said he wasn't there, but he meant he wasn't there to see. I think he meant that he wasn't there to see how Martell and Ariane interact together, right? Is what he meant, because I think that's the original question that Carlos asked. But the way he said it, he answered so indirectly that it sounded like he meant he wasn't there. So it's kind of like what came first, in my opinion, the chicken or egg. Like, Maurice's lies the issue, or is it the pictures the issue? I think it's all of the above. Okay, Maurice, see, y'all Scots got that funny way of not answering questions directly. And that's why people are accusing you of having 28 wives and an apartment with Martell and a couple babies out there. And Maurice, did you sleep with the linebacker? And this and that. Because you guys do not know how to answer a question directly. So you always sound like you are lying. And it is also becoming so frustrating because you're trying to make us all look like we stupid and we sound stupid when y'all sound stupid. So that is my pet peeve with the Scots. And I think I talked about that on episode 1. But when I reviewed episode 1. So anyway, they kind of go back and forth. Marcel said he'll apologize to Kimmie, but he's not gonna apologize to Maurice. And Maurice said everybody knew he was there at the show, at the reunion. Everybody knew he was there. But again, Maurice, you didn't answer the question directly, so you did make it sound like you weren't there. And no, Marsau shouldn't have posted the picture. Marsau probably took it too far posting the picture. I can agree to that. So they both wrong, and both need to learn how to answer a freaking question. Okay, moving on. So then we see Tiffany and Lewis talking, and Lewis is trying to fix the internet wires or something in his house because the boys say the internet is not working good in the house. Okay, they are blessed because let me tell you, my internet wasn't working good growing up in the house. First of all, we didn't have that kind of we had the AOL dial-up when I was growing up, number one, but we had Wi-Fi like we all got today. And if I told my parents the internet wasn't working well, they would not have fixed it for me. But, I'm just side note, okay? Anyway, it's just funny how things are so different today than back in the day, right? So anyway, what's her name? Tiffany wanted some one-on-one time with Lewis. She's like, he's like, oh, you could be checking the email on your phone anyway. She's like, I didn't come over here with my phone. Like, the boys are gone. I thought we were going to, cut on the couch, have some alone time, do our thing. So he's like, oh, it's just going to take me a minute to fix this. So she goes on to talk about the pajama party and how she had a one-on-one with Kimmie and they resolved, make sure everything was good. But then here comes Stormy, and she even did a little imitation of Stormy, which was kind of funny, actually. And said how Stormy kind of rehashed it out and brought it back up and turned it into a thing, and she doesn't know why Stormy was coming for her and it was all on top of her, and she's sitting in between Kimmie and Stormy and all that. I kind of agree with Tiffany. Stormy was doing a bit much. I didn't like that whole pajama scene in that episode, to be honest. It was very ugly and nasty the way they were talking about Tisha and everything going on, and Stormy was looking for a moment. So I do have to defend Tiffany a little bit in that regard. I know we don't like our Tiffany and Lewis, but I do have to defend her in that regard. I didn't like Stormy's behavior even more in that episode than Tiffany's, okay? So that's just me. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments, though. So then Lewis brings up how Martell came to the compound to work out with him, and they were talking about Marsau and how he felt that Marsau was being aggressive with him and attacking him because he was trying to give him marital advice and he wasn't trying to hear it, and all this stuff, and the stuff Marsau was saying when Lewis was trying to give him advice. And I'm like, really? Aggressive, attacked Lewis. Now, how big are you, Lewis? You didn't feel all that, Lewis. Goodbye, please. No. And Marsau wasn't coming at him that hard. And Marsau was kind of valid. Like, Lewis, who are you to be giving marriage advice? You've been married a year. And Marsau teacher got 15 years. I'm not saying one marriage is better than the other based on years, because you could be in a shitty marriage and been married for 30 years. But I'm just saying, like, if they didn't appreciate your advice, Lewis, sorry. So anyway, then Tiffany's like, yeah, I don't really understand because I've known Marsau since, I forgot what she said. She's known Marsau for some years. And then then Lewis really started getting real passionate, as he said, and piping up and heated and aggressive himself. And I see, man, that's what I don't understand, because he trying to act like he don't know me, and I don't use the word friends loosely, and he could be an associate, but I'm not gonna say you my boy and you my friend when you acting like this, and it's not a ticket in, and he just going off. And then so Tiffany's like, relax, it's just me, relax. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I just get so passionate. And then he was like, I need to have a talk with him. And she was like, we're not like that. You're not going to be fighting. You're not going to be doing this. So Lewis acting like he always got to fight somebody. And I'm like, boy, if you don't sit down somewhere, you ain't got to fight nobody up in here. So anyway, she was like, we're not going to be doing all that. And he was like, no, I know, I ain't about that. But he was like, don't act like God don't. Like, he made some kind of little threat. I forgot what he said or the word he used. But, like, he carried around something or he going to do something. And I'm just like, Lewis, really? Like, y'all barely on the show, ain't got no storyline. Like, please stop. Sir. Now, we liked you a little more than Tiffany, but now I see you got a pattern, because remember, y'all, he did that last season talking all that talk down to the house of Tiffany, but when you get in front of Maurice and them, you didn't have much, you wasn't having that same energy. So please stop. You're not about to do anything, Lewis, anything. So, moving on from that hot mess. Then we see Martell go over to his mama house. Miss Mama Holt, she looks so pretty in her confessionals. I love Miss Holt. So anyway, what is Mama Holt's first name? I forgot. It's something with an M, ain't it? And so anyway, Martell is making wine. And Martell said he's not a drinker. Everyone has said Martell doesn't drink. Everybody has said on this show, everybody has said that Martell does not drink. So why Martell come over here making wine, I don't know. I'm happy to support his black business. I do want to try the chocolate in the bottle as well that the Scots have. And I'll support Martell. He got some wine samples he got sent to him from Cali, my state. So we'll see how that goes. He's having his mom try the wines out because he's not a drinker, so he wants her opinion because clearly she is a drinker. No shade to Mama Holt though. And so Mama Holt was proud because he named the wine after her mom. I think the name was Estine or something like that, or Estine or Ernestine, something like that. So that was really cool that he named it after his big mama. That is really awesome. And it was a red, like sweet red wine. And he said the reason why he decided to start making his own wines because him and Melanie used to drink a sweet red wine together, and he would tell people about the wine. And when he would go to the store to get the wine, it'd be all out. So he decided why he'd make his own wine. Again, I'm not really trusting Martell's wine judgment since he don't drink. However, Mama Holt got it locked down. But Mama Holt was enjoying that wine too tough. And she over there mixing the flavors, so we don't know if we can fully trust her judgment on that wine, but we gonna give it a shot anyway, okay? I pretty much like all alcohol except for beer, so I would drink it regardless, y'all. As long as not none of them like weird brands of wine that nobody drink, okay? So anyway, he proceeds to tell her about the book signing, book situation reading coming up with the kids, and we gonna get to that, right? And so, she tells him it's good to see him back to business as usual, doing his thing. And he was like, yeah, I was, down, but back up. And she was like, that's all that matters. Everybody goes through stuff, and you just got to get back up. If you ain't been through nothing, you ain't lived. And Mama Holt was right about that. And she said you just got to treat people right and do good and be a good person and all that, she said. In my head, I'm thinking, girl, your son didn't treat his wife right, but that's neither here or there. You still giving good advice, Mama Holt. Hopefully, he learns to take it now, right? Because he not sinking it in, girl. You need to beat it into him or something, Mama Holt, okay? Because he didn't get it. But anyway, love Mama Holt, though. Love Mama Holt. So, then moving on along, we see Marsau hanging out with his family. That was actually a really, really good scene to finally see. We don't see that much of Marsau spending time with Tisha and the kids. Like, we'll see them at a big event with Tisha and the kids, like when they had the graduation party for the boys last season, or birthday party for was it Mel's daughter or Tisha's daughter? They had the birthday party for. I think it was Tisha's daughter. But we don't see Marsau just at home with the family that much and actually spending time with her, Tisha and the kids. So that was cool to see. Looks like they're roasting marshmallows in the living room, which is cute. And so the son MJ, he's a cutie. And so he said, oh, I can't believe you know how to, build houses and have a business and he was reading off his daddy resume. I said, okay. But you don't know how to roast marshmallows. So he was kind of clowning him. And Tisha said that as a family, they're going to learn the countries and the continents where they plan to travel to and learn all about it. So that's really cool, especially exposing their kids. To be able to expose your kids to traveling across the world at a young age, to me, is so beautiful. And y'all don't know how many kids do not get that experience. I did not get to leave the country until I was in college as an adult. My first trip out the country was to Tijuana, Mexico, on a mission trip, okay? And I've been to other countries since then, but I'm just saying, like, most kids, those kids' age, do not get to travel the world on that level like that. So kudos to them for giving their kids culture at this point in their life and exposing them to everything outside of Huntsville, and that they can go see the broad wide world outside of Huntsville. I really admire parents, especially in our community, the African American community, who are able to do that for the kids, because everyone is not able, right? Some of us are just trying to survive right here where we at. So kudos to them, right? They are truly blessed, and I hope they know that. So they're talking about, where they want to go. I think they want to go to Africa. So, Marcel was telling them, don't just think about the sand. You guys, we're going to take out to the Serengeti. The son say he want to go everywhere south of the Serengeti or south of the desert or something like that, he said. Anyway, then he said something about going to Maui. Marcel was like, that is not in Africa, boy. So anyway, Tisha's asking her, like, okay, is this a good place to take the kids? Is this? And he's like, there's kids in Africa, Tisha, and she know that. She just want to make sure they're safe and all that. So they're going to take the kids to Africa. Then the kids left. I guess they ran up the stairs or something. And so Marcel said he tired. Tisha tired too. So she brings up the discussion he brought up how Maurice and Martell came to Black, and they kind of were ambushing him, he felt like, because Martell came, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Martell also came to Black to talk to them, and he brought up the issues that Lewis, what he thought about the post, and then he also talked about the issues that Maurice and Lewis had at the reunion. So anyway, back down to Tisha in them house. So Tisha was wondering, like, why did Martell come to talk to him? What about? And then she brings up the whole apartment thing that her mom brought up, right? And Miss Wanda had told her up the scene with last episode. So he was like, if I had so the way Marcel feels is if he had a secret apartment somewhere, like, people would have already caught him up in it, because his cars all say his name on the back. Like, you would know his car when you see his car, basically. So if he already had if he had a secret apartment, you would have seen his car over there. Okay. And he was like, Martell didn't come to talk about the secret apartment. And Tisha's like, okay, if he didn't come to talk about that, then what did he come to talk about? And I'm just like, Tisha. Tisha. And Marsau, Lord have mercy. So they discussing everything, and she's like, where would people even get that idea from, a secret apartment? And he's like, I don't know. And again, he's kind of dancing around it, not answering anything directly, leaving doubts in her head. And it's the same old with Marcel. He doesn't see anything wrong in his behavior that he's doing. So then moving along, we see Kimmie and Maurice. They're packing and planning, finally about to go on this honeymoon. Took them 3.5 years. They said 3.5 years to the date is their honeymoon. And I'm glad they're finally going on a honeymoon. Like, that is amazing. Don't know why it took that many years, but at least they're going, right? I hope Kimmie has a time of her life there. And I'm not really sure where they're going. If you guys know where they're going, please drop it down in the comments, okay? So anyway, they're packing, and she pulls out that white and red and black lingerie she purchased. Remember in the first season when she went to go purchase lingerie, and Tisha and Mel went with her. That's when all the girls were still cool and friends. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. I do remember that episode, actually. And so she saved that lingerie all this time. And so she's packing it on the trip. Maurice wants to see it. He wanted her to put some on now. And so then Kimmie proceeds to tell Maurice about the pajama party and how she didn't like that they were talking about Tisha and Tisha wasn't there. And Kiki, Tisha's cousin, was there. And she was like, that's crazy that Kiki would be there and Tisha wouldn't be there. And Maurice said, we got to find out all sides before you make a judgment, in this group. And Kimmie's like, I'm the queen of I'm the one that is the teacher of finding out all sides. And Kimmie is that one. Like, you ain't got to tell Kimmie that. Kimmie knows that. Kimmie's very great at communicating effectively without being messy or gossipy and letting you know what it is and finding out the truth and all that. Kimmie already knows to do that. She's a grown woman about hers. She's been like that from day one, and I can't see her changing. Although y'all are driving her crazy this season, but I don't see her changing up on that. So anyway, So she said she's gonna have a conversation with Tisha and Destiny about it, I believe too. And she's like, she's not dealing with all that. When she get on the plane, she done. And I don't blame her. I was just on vacation, escaping the stuff I have going on, and that's exactly how I felt. Like, don't contact me about nothing here, because I'm not dealing with it. I'm gone, okay? So anyway, let's just get on to the final scene. Was so emotionally draining and depressing to me. So I'm not a parent. I'm gonna give a little caveat, is that how y'all say it? Before I get into this segment with the whole book reading event. I'm not a parent. I haven't had kids yet, so I don't know what it feels like to co-parent. I am a child of parents who divorced when I was around like 11 years old. And so I know how, the kids can feel in a divorce and co-parenting situation. Okay, so I'm speaking from that voice. I'm not able to speak from, a divorced mom voice. Obviously can't speak from a divorced daddy voice either. But I'm speaking of how a kid would feel, okay? So, Martell has this book reading event. So the book he wrote with his kids, something about flying to Canada or taking a plane to Canada. I think that's the title of the book. Anyway, it's a children's book. So the kids are supposed to be there with him at the event to read the book. Okay, so he's there. He's even got all the kids' names and spots for them to sit down and read with him. Okay. This event was scheduled for a week that he did not have the kids. Okay, so I think they switched the kids off every week or 2 weeks or whatever it is, but it wasn't his turn for the kids nonetheless. Okay, so we see Melanie at home. She's packing. She says that recently her family's had a lot of loss. She lost her uncle and a great uncle. I'm sorry for your loss, Melody, and I give my condolences to you, girl. So she's saying that she's gonna drive to where her hometown is and where her mom is and be with the family. Okay, so last time when she had to drive up because of a death, she was not able to bring the kids because it wasn't her turn for the kids. This time she's able to bring the kids, and she's happy to bring the kids. So back over to Martell's book event, his assistant's like, where's kids? Where are the kids? Where's, are his kids? Melanie bringing the kids? What's up? Is it Melody or Melanie? I always, when people have the name Melanie or Melody, I just interchange the two, y'all. I'm very sorry. I did that with Kings and Napa a couple times too. But I believe it's Melody, right? Anyway, just correct me in the comments. I could take it. So, he calls Melody. She does not answer. Goes straight to voicemail. He don't know if she bringing the kids or not. He says that he sent the email letting her know about the event and to see that she would make sure the kids were there because it was her week to have them. Okay. Melody is saying, FaceTime her mom, let her know that, they're getting ready to head out. They're going to get on a road. They'll be on the road about 4 hours and they'll make it to her. So she says that she did receive an email from Martell asking were the kids' hair going to be done, or did he need to, have him get it done himself for the book event. And so she I think at one point said it was the day before, or then we see in the next week, she said a day or two before. So anyway, she received the email nonetheless, okay? The timeline is shaky, but she received the email, right? So, she's telling her mom that, he's saying that he got this book event and he wants the kids to be there, but she felt like he was telling her and not really asking her, and it was her week. And so she said, people want her, want you to jump up and do stuff, make it happen for them, and she's not going to do it, and, you don't treat people right, and all this and that. So Mama Van said, maybe you guys can have a conversation about, scheduling things when it's not your week and that kind of thing. And Mel says they've already had that talk before. So then back at the event, people are coming by, they're asking Martell, where are the kids? Are the kids coming? Where are the kids? Are the kids coming? he's like, no, I'm not sure. I'm expecting Mel to walk in the door any minute with them, but I'm not really sure if they're coming. And then he kind of realizes that they're probably not coming, and he just kind of has to own that. And Lewis and Tiffany come through with their 2 boys, and they ask where the kids are, and he says they're not coming. I talked to Mel about it, but she didn't bring them, and so it's looking like a bunch of drama, right? So they're like, welcome to being a divorce and all that. So the assistant Mel brought over 2 scholars, and they wanted to read the book with Martell, and so he didn't really want to do it like that, but he did let them, and it still seemed to turn out okay. So my initial thought was, well, why would he schedule the event when it's not his week? Okay. So then I see different things that it was like a event with different vendors, and he was one of the vendors, and so which means he wouldn't have control of when the event was. Then I also seen that it was his own event that he planned that had different vendors, so he technically could have, made the schedule however he wanted it to go. I don't know where the answer is and all that. It really doesn't matter. I get Mel's feelings about it and the anger. You kind of, when you feel pushed by somebody, you want to start setting boundaries. So you're not going to do, everything they want done the way they want it done, when they want it done, because you're kind of sick of it. I just went through something like that. And so I understand. Okay. So I get that side of it. I get it's her week. I get, maybe she feels some type of way wanting her kids close because of her deaths in her family. I get all that. I don't necessarily understand, taking kids down somewhere to a funeral. But I get wanting to be around your family and all that. So I get all of that from Mel's perspective. However, the kids helped their dad write the book. They're authors of the book. So ultimately, the event was for them. Yeah, it was Martell's event, but it was really for the kids. They're authors. They were going to get to sit there and relish in the success of writing the book and reading it with their dad and showing other kids and all that. And Martell did say that he, at the event when they began to read the book, that he wrote the book because, he grew up in less fortunate circumstances, and he had only traveled 30 minutes outside of where he lived, and he knows that all kids are not able to travel to far places, just like I said with the whole Marsau and Tisha and their kids, right? So he wanted the kids to read that book and feel like they really traveled to Canada, okay? So, which is a cool, really great concept for a children's book, in my opinion. So kudos to Martell for that. And then we see back to Melody. She's packing up the kids and she's taking them. She said hopefully, he has another book reading, signing event, and it'll be during the time that he has the kids. If he could have did better scheduling to make it when he had the kids, I think he should have done that. Just so he would have no drama, because he knows they do not have a good co-parenting relationship at all. I don't care how many therapists or counselors they've tried to go to. They do not have a good co-parenting relationship at all. It's a hot mess. It's sad to watch. Only the kids are going to suffer from this, okay? Speaking of the kids, I forgot about Mariah and Melody working on their acting thing together. Melody did share that they used to go to acting classes together after Melody would get out of school. After Mariah would get out of school, they would drive down to Atlanta, do the classes, and then drive back to Huntsville that night or the next day so that the girl could go to school. And so they help each other run lines and film. And Melody did explain to her about, being able to take care of yourself and not having to depend on a man, and asked Mariah what she wanted to do, and she said she wanted to be a better tennis player than Venus and Serena. So Melody said, well, we got to get you a good tennis coach, and we got to work hard. So I really loved that scene as well. So there were some positives in this episode, y'all. I just remembered I forgot that scene. I just wanted to highlight that, and kudos to Mel for showing her daughter how to be an independent woman and make sure she knows how to take care of herself, and just preparing her to be a wonderful young lady. That was really good. But back to Martell and Mel and these kids. Like I said, at the end of the day, the kids helped their dad write the book. If they weren't involved in writing the book, I don't think it would be such a big deal. But they were involved in writing the book, so ultimately, they were the shine of that event. Yeah, Martell's his own name, his own right, but they were the shine of that event. And it would have been great if they could have went. Maybe they could have went to the event and then Mel took them on the road to go see her family. I feel like they could have worked it out so many other ways or did it so differently. But because Mel and Martell are they have so much tension and friction, they could not figured out how to work it out, and they need to get it together because those poor kids. Only the kids lost in this situation. Martell, he's sitting there looking sad and everything. You made this bed, Martell, you gotta lay in it. You created this whole situation by what you did with your cheating. Mel was kind of being bitter and kind of like setting a boundary, like, no, I'm not going to let you have the kids when it's not your day. Kind of gotta respect it. But at the end of the day, it was an event for those kids, and they're the ones that had to unfortunately miss out on it. So my viewpoint is the kids lost in all this. The kids lost. Unfortunately, the kids lost. And hopefully, Mel and Martell can get it together. Sorry, y'all. I just keep getting all these Twitter notifications about the show. But anyway, hopefully, like I said, they can get it together. They can have better co-parenting. Martell did share that in their court agreement, it says that if the other parent can have the kids if it's a special day, and he said this was more than a special day. And I agree, it was a special enough day where she could have let him have the kids for that day and just let him do the event a couple hours and then took him on the road. I mean, it doesn't have to be that hard, but they have way too much drama and ugly and nastiness between them, so kids suffered. But let me know what you all think. If we get more information about the logistics, maybe it will give us more clarity to the situation. But again, it doesn't matter because the kids lost, right? The kids are the losers here. Oh, my clothes is dry, so I got to go, y'all. Anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Let me know, what y'all thought. Was Mel right to not let the kids go? Was Martell in the right? Who was, what y'all think of that whole situation and co-parenting and what you would have done? Okay, comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.